Hi, this is Rachel from Mortgage Helper. Today we've got 3 different videos and pretty much they're all related to coronavirus. So topic 1, if you're having any difficulty on your mortgage repayment because of the virus, what is a better way to do? Topic 2, which is this video, impact of the virus to the property market and some updates that we got from different developers. Topic 3, how do we do a mortgage application during the virus period? So topic 1 and 3, I put them into different videos. So if you're interested in those two, you can check out our YouTube channel for those two. Let's start from impact of the virus to the property market. Myself, I'm actually born and grew up in Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong, we experienced something pretty similar, SARS back in 2003. But if you compare these two together, SARS and the coronavirus, very obvious the coronavirus is much worse. And it's the whole world is speed up so quick. City lockdown, country lockdown, it's a lot of things happening. And but the only reference we can get is from SARS back in 2003. So bring it back a bit further. 97 was at the very peak of the property market in Hong Kong. So and after that, the whole world, the financial storm, and it start crashing. And once it get to year 2000, because the bubble, the dot-com bubble, it crashed further, and then it get to 2003, the SARS happened. The whole period from 97 up to 2003, the SARS, the market in Hong Kong, it drops about 60%. It's a big drop, but if you break it out and you have a look of it, the SARS, after the SARS happened, because the market been dropping so much, it didn't drop so much during that time. So, and it's a lot of potential buyer at the time, they look at this like, wow, there's a dip, we're going to get it. Which is something similar to Australian market, I would say, from my client base. A lot of my clients, they've got conditional approval. They are searching for something, they look for bargain because you got the approval. And let's get back a little bit with the developers. We've been communicating with a few different developers. They've got pre-launch project, which is DA approved. It's not start. The construction hasn't started yet, and they've got something which is ready to settle. Either one of these, they still receiving a lot of inquiries, which is not big different, because we've got local buyer, first home buyer, we've got interest rate cut, and obviously we've got overseas buyers as well. And all these, we don't see much impact on the off-the-plan market yet. But what happened is a lot of developer, they start pushing their staff, or they planning for that for home office. That means they are displayed sites. They won't put any sales there. So pretty much the sales agent, what they can do is they have to stay home, call the client, email them the details, text them the details, whatever. They don't have the chance to speak to the client face to face. You can't see a lot of reaction of the clients. They won't be able to close the deal so quick. And actually what we know is developer, they are looking, well, for ready to settle property, there's always a little bit of discounts, but pretty much they are willing to drop the little bit further. What I mean by a little bit further, maybe a 1%, 2%, or 10 grand, couple of thousand. This has been happening. If it's going to drop further, it really depends on how bad the virus is going to be like. I can't put my comment on that. But at the moment, I don't see any big difference with developers. Even with myself, the valuation that I've been receiving lately, I don't see a lot of undervalue come back. No, not many. Some of the project or some of the contract, when I received a look at it, was like, well, this one is going to be undervalued for sure. And those happen. And one of the project in Melbourne, which is settling at the moment, average is close to about 20% undervalued, But those we predicted because very obvious the price, they can't go for that. With resale market, with my clients, most of them they're still on contract price. Even it's a little bit low, it's talking about less than 1% or less than 2% average. If for those below 1-2% is not much. But in the coming couple of months, if the virus still become, let's say it become worse than what is now, the whole city lockdown, home office, business and struggling and getting worse and worse, that we will see another difference. We'll see some more resale on it because people can't afford to pay for mortgages, or either they need the funds, they sell some of the investment property. Whoever put the property on market within the next couple of months, I would say majority of them, they need the fund, they need the money, and that's why they have to sell it even during the virus period. That for those one, will the price be a lot cheaper? My personal opinion, okay, it's just my 1 cent opinion. It really depends on who is selling it. If the bank is selling it, you might get a bargain, but you got to remember there's a lot of potential buyer out there. A lot of people got approval already, which is conditional approval, not pre-approval, and they can just go for the. And if it's agent selling it, a sales agent selling it, it's not going to be big different, because the agents, their commission is, they get paid based on the selling price. They will try to hold the property as much as they can. They got to help the seller to get as much as they can. For all these, I don't see much different. You might possibly see more property out in the market, but would that be really big different? Look, if the virus is not going to be very bad, very serious, I don't think there's much different. And if that doesn't have big difference, of course, with off the plan, with developers, they still want to sell it. They won't give much discounts also. That's how the way I look at it. And if it's a good period to buy, it really depends on what you're buying and which area you're buying. A lot of people, they invest in the wrong area. They purchase something in an area that is overdeveloped. There's so many new development, or there's more DA pending. If you want to check the DA, you can go to the council website. You can look up the DA. You can check whether there's any big project coming or not. And you got to look at it like, even from 2016 up to 2019, the market actually drops, right, in Australia. But if you break it into all different suburbs, you have a look of it. For those good area, it didn't drop so much. It did not. For those area which is overpriced, of course it dropped. It's very normal. So whatever you're looking to buy or whatever, I suggest you to do more research on the area. For me, I do property report for my clients, which is, let's say you got the approval and then you start looking for property. You're welcome to send me the address, as long as it's a resale property. I can check out the I can look up the full property report and send it to you, and it's for free. That on the property report, you have the 12 months, the last 12 months sold record, the rent record, and the growth and everything within that area. It might have the estimated price, but it's just an indication. It's not going to be a price that you're going to receive on the valuation, because what happened, all these property report is actually from RP data or other sources. They are using that area, that postcode, with something similar, the sale record, the sold record, but individual property, every property, the valuer, when they get into the property, they look at it, well, this is north facing, the other one is south facing, okay, this one is level 10, this one is level 30, all these, it does give a different value for the property, so that just give you an indication of how much it might worth, you know. And then if you're really interested in that property, we can have a look of it further, see whether it's worth or not. So get back to the market at the moment. First point is I don't see much impact happening at the moment, honestly. With the valuation, with the reaction of the potential buyer, I don't see it. Even look, the rates dropping, first home buyer you can get up to 95% lending. All these I don't see much impact at the moment. But if everyone start home office, you know, business start to have a bad impact, it might make a big difference, you know. If it keep happening, let's say 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months, how many business they won't be able to survive anymore, you know. All these we add into it, it might become a disaster, honestly. But opportunity is where you get opportunity from, is from disaster, honestly. So it depends on how you look at it. Myself, I have to look into my tax return. If I can lend more, I possibly will get an approval, and I'll look further in a couple of months time. All right, so if you've got other information, or you've got some problem, some issue, you want to contact me directly, you can always WhatsApp me. My contact number is 0420 828 828 0420 828 828. My name is Rachel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.